Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Saturday, November 2nd, 2019. It's 12:36 p.m. here in Arizona. Non-financial advice. This is about my opinion only. Now, with that said, let's look at Bitcoin. We are above on the daily, all the moving averages that I like to be above. So we are above, as we can see here, the 200 moving average. We are above the 21 weekly EMA. We are also above the 50 MA. Last couple of days we've been bouncing off. We've been wicking down to the 200 moving average, but it appears today we may not do that at all. And this slight wedge pattern we've got going on here on the daily, it does appear that we've recently had a high, a lower high, but now if we look at it like this, you can kind of say a higher high, higher high, higher high, or lower high, higher high, higher high. Anyway, regardless of how you want to look at that, if we look at this subtle green arrow that I put here, it does appear that we may have broken out of a recent wedge on the daily, and we're working on higher highs. Now, if we can keep that up, we're looking good. It's Saturday after all. Usually volume goes down. So, I wanted to mention the MACD. MACD, yes, the histogram is narrowing, but we still have a lot of space between the MACD here, the blue line, which is the MACD, and the red, which is the signal. We have a lot of space between those. That's what we like to see. Even though it is narrowing on the daily, we're still, looking good. That is a good positive MACD. The wave trend oscillator by Lazy Bear is also still showing positive. We are above oversold, which is the bottom dotted green line here, and the wave trend oscillator is the green line, and the red dotted line is the signal. So here also we are starting to trend back, back together. We're not widening, but still it's very positive. So we have a lot of room to grow, to move up. So anyhow, basically, we're above all the important MAs, and we do appear to be putting in the last few days, at least the last 2 days, we could possibly say 3, depending on how you want to look at it, we're putting in higher highs, and we are moving upwards. We have a trend in the right direction, possibly breaking through a recent wedge pattern. Boom, I like seeing that. Now, Bitcoin there's almost like this magnetic draw between where it has had previous support and resistance on the chart and where it's had previous buy-sell volume. So if we look here, right at about 10.2, we definitely have buy-sell volume on the VPVR, and also we have plenty of support and resistance on the chart. Now, also if we break low, if we go down, if we break below that 200 moving average, we've got tons of buy-sell volume at right about 8K here. Buy-sell volume, and then also support resistance on the chart. Now, this is kind of a wide swath. This is looking at the daily chart, but to me it seems that if we can keep up with this beautiful, maybe breaking out of this wedge pattern here, if we can keep getting daily higher highs and we can stay above these moving averages, we're looking good moving into next week. I mean, it's Saturday after all, and usually there's low volume right now. And as we can see here on the daily chart, once again, it looks like if we can get moving upwards, we're definitely headed towards 10K if we can keep above the important moving averages and keep creating higher highs on the daily. If not, if we break through, looks like we're going to go bounce off 8K again, hang out down there for a little while. This is another chart here on the 4-hour, just looking at how basically we got lots of support and resistance down here on right around 8K, and we also have we have tons and tons and tons of support and resistance right around 10K also. So let's see if we break upwards, because we have buy-sell volume below and above 8K, and then of course 10K. So let's see which way we're going to break. It appears I would love to see a nice organic pattern of higher highs, and we just cruise right up as we go towards the end of the year. November and December tend to be good months. Now, that said, just looking at the 2-hour chart here, we do have a positive MACD, and today at least we are, of course, well above the 200 moving average. We have all green EMAs on the Super Guppy indicator, which is linked to in this show notes. Let's go back to the S&P 500. The market is closed, but it did close on Friday on a green candle, and the Russell 2000 closed on a green candle also. Let's look here at the Coin 360. Bitcoin 9,307 today, up 1.4%, mostly a green alt market. I like seeing that. And this is Saturday. This is when volume usually goes down. Now, looking at The money flow lasts 24 hours. 2.17 billion of Tether into Bitcoin, and Tether into Ethereum at 800 million, and Tether into EOS at 282 million. If you watch these, you might be noticing that EOS is definitely getting to be a player as far as the Tether cash flow into a crypto. EOS, one to watch. And 2.17 billion is definitely not bad Tether volume into Bitcoin for a Saturday. Now, reported market cap, 168 billion. Real volumes, 217 million on the 24-hour real volume here. That's low. We always want to have at least 300 million to have a mediocre volume. So we're definitely low volume, but yet still, the charts are looking good for Bitcoin for a Saturday. A summary of shorts versus long across Bitfinex, BitMEX, and Binance. We have 64% longs, 35% shorts. Bitfinex and BitMEX are both positive on longs, where Binance, usually Mr. Grumpy Pants, is higher on shorts. Bitcoin dominance, 69%. Total 2, the altcoin market cap minus Bitcoin is 72 billion. We already run through the numbers, looking good. In summary, we are definitely rocking the moving averages on the daily. We're above all of them, and it's all about, are we heading towards 10 or 8? If we can keep getting these higher highs on the daily, and if we've truly broken out of this wedge, then we are heading towards, I hope, 10K and above. Looking strong, looking good on the 2-hour. The MACD is very positive. So, at least I'm thinking that we might be heading towards a spectacular Monday. We shall see. Big news! Why am I into Bitcoin? Honestly, yeah, it's for the crazy amounts of money you can make in crypto. Of course, I'm not silly. But at the same time, even beyond that, Saifedean Ammous, the author of Bitcoin Standard, an amazing book, it is a must-read. He put a tweet out recently, and it reads like this: Bitcoin's real cost is in hardware and electricity needed to run the network. Fiat's real cost is the hundreds of millions of deaths at the hand of governments made omnipotent by inflation. Which do you find more expensive? Which would you rather pay in the 24th century? This is why I'm into Bitcoin. This is why I'm into crypto. It stops wars, and it decentralizes what needs to be decentralized. Here's the guy's website, linked to in the show description. And he did write the Bitcoin Standard, linked to in the show description also. It really is truly a must-read to understand what crypto is about, how it works, etc. You may already know all these things, but definitely if you are a Bitcoin enthusiast, a crypto enthusiast, he breaks down, what is wrong with the fiat world and what is right with the crypto world. It's been 5 years since 21.6% of Bitcoin has moved, reaching an all-time high. This is a great little article, and it's summarized right here. I'm just going to read it since many listen to these things. Let's see. There hasn't been much movement from long-term holders this year. Despite the roller coaster of price sentiment, the portion of supply that hasn't moved in the last 1 year started the year at 55.6. It peaked at the end of April at 60.8 and currently sits at 58.3. Presently, 38.7% of the circulating supply has not moved in the last 2 years. Dig that. Presently, 38% of the circulating supply has not moved in the last 2 years, which has gone up from 34.6 early in the year. What's more interesting is that there is still 21.6% of the circulating Bitcoin supply that hasn't moved anywhere in about 5 years or more. So basically, we can look at price action this year, up and down, of course, but the strong hands that are truly hodling, waiting for that 100K Bitcoin and above, well, they're out there. Don't be a weak hand. Don't get shaken out. Another thing I thought I'd link to in the show notes, I linked to this. I found it on YouTube. It's the whole audiobook, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This is essential. This is why we're in Bitcoin. This is how you really create wealth. And this is free. Listen to it. It's about 6 hours of pure financial wisdom on how to be wealthy. Hey, would you like to virtually poop Bitcoin? Check it out. I'm a member of Blockchain Education, and that's how I do this. So, Whether the market is up, whether the market is down, whether it's altcoin season or not, you can make money in crypto. How did I learn? Well, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears of my own. But you know what? Nothing helped me more than being a member of Blockchain Education. You can sit back and you can watch videos on the Blockchain Education trading standards, trading methodology, and you can be part of a 24/7 chat group where you can compare charts. And I'm telling you, no matter where you're at, you will be better very quick being a part of this group. You want to make money in crypto, nothing has helped me more being a trader than Blockchain Education. I endorse it. I love it. I'm a part of it. I have been for more than 2 years. I'm Cowboy Craig in the chat. Join. There's a great discount code in the show description. Come join the winning team, and I'll see you there in the chat. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And as a matter of fact, like, share, subscribe, comment. That really helps. So truly, like, share, and subscribe. Get this out there. I will strive to be here every day as early as I can. See you tomorrow.